Your food is talking to your body. Every bite sends a signal. Some signals build energy, focus, immunity, and calm. Others create inflammation, cravings, brain fog, bloating, and fatigue. And the scariest part is that most people never connect the two. They feel exhausted by 2 p.m. Their stomach feels off. Their skin breaks out. Their mood crashes. Their mind feels foggy. So they blame age, stress, lack of sleep, weak discipline. But what if the real problem is happening inside your gut? Welcome to Vital Unknowns. Today, we're uncovering the hidden truth about your diet and why the food you eat may be quietly deciding whether you feel sick or unstoppable. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Right now, while you're listening to this, your gut is either protecting you or poisoning you. There is no neutral setting. And almost everything on a standard grocery store shelf is nudging that decision in the wrong direction. A 2023 study published in Nature Reviews Gastroenterology found that ultra-processed foods don't just lack nutrients. They actively reshape the bacteria living inside your intestines within days. Researchers called it microbiome collapse. And when it happens, your gut stops doing its real job, building the chemicals your brain and immune system depend on to function. The factory metaphor. Think of your gut as a factory with two production lines. Line 1 builds serotonin, the chemical responsible for mood and calm. Roughly 90% of your body's serotonin is manufactured in your intestines, not your brain. Line 2 builds your immune defenses. Around 70% of your immune system lives in your gut wall, standing guard against everything you swallow. When that factory runs on whole food, fiber, real protein, fermented vegetables, both lines hum along smoothly. But flood it with refined sugar, seed oils, and synthetic additives, and the machinery jams. Harmful bacteria multiply, beneficial bacteria starve. The factory keeps running, but it starts producing the wrong output entirely. Inflammation instead of immunity, anxiety instead of calm. Here's the part that should genuinely concern you. A landmark study in Cell Host and Microbe found that just 7 days of a low-fiber, high-sugar diet was enough to wipe out dozens of beneficial bacterial species in test subjects, some of which never fully recovered even after returning to a healthy diet. 7 days. That's one bad work week with takeout every night. The inflammation cascade. But it gets worse. When your gut lining gets damaged by this kind of diet, scientists call it increased intestinal permeability. The internet nicknamed it leaky gut, and for once, the nickname isn't far off. Tiny gaps open up between the cells lining your intestines. Undigested food particles and bacterial toxins slip through those gaps directly into your bloodstream. Your immune system panics. It doesn't recognize these particles, so it attacks them as foreign invaders, anywhere in your body. That's why chronic gut damage has been linked in research published in Frontiers in Immunology to joint pain, skin conditions like acne and eczema, and persistent brain fog. Your gut isn't just digesting your lunch. It's deciding whether your immune system spends the day defending you or attacking you by mistake. Here's the part nobody tells you. This process is often completely silent for years. No stomach pain, no obvious symptom, just slowly climbing inflammation markers, slowly declining energy, until one day you're exhausted, foggy, and you can't explain why. If this is the first time you're hearing how directly your gut controls your mood and your immune system, drop a comment below telling me what symptom hit closest to home. I read every single one, and it helps me know what to dig into next. The fiber gap. So why is this happening to so many people at once? Because of a number that should alarm you. The average American eats about 15 grams of fiber per day. The recommended amount, based on research from the American Gut Project, is 25 to 38 grams. That's less than half of what your gut bacteria actually need to survive. Fiber isn't just roughage. It's food for your beneficial bacteria. When you starve them of fiber, they don't just disappear quietly. Some species, according to research from Stanford's Microbiome Lab, begin consuming the protective mucus lining of your gut wall instead, the very barrier that's supposed to keep toxins out of your bloodstream. Your own bacteria, starved of real fuel, start eating your defenses to survive. This is the hidden mechanism connecting modern processed eating to modern chronic disease. Not just weight gain, not just occasional bloating, a slow erosion of the barrier between you and the outside world. What actually rebuilds it? Here is the hopeful part. Your gut is not permanently damaged. Unlike many systems in the body that take months or years to repair, gut bacteria can begin responding surprisingly fast when the environment changes. A 2021 study published in Cell found that diverse, fiber-rich diets and fermented foods could produce measurable changes in the gut microbiome within just a few weeks. That means your gut is not waiting for perfection. It is waiting for better inputs. The solution is not an expensive supplement stack, a complicated detox plan, or a $200 gut test kit. The research keeps pointing back to the same basic truth. Your gut needs real food, variety, and fewer processed chemicals. Fermented foods such as yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, kimchi, and other naturally cultured foods introduce beneficial bacteria directly into the digestive system. These foods help restore balance by bringing in live microbes that support digestion, immunity, and inflammation control. But fermented foods are only one part of the picture. Your good bacteria also need fuel, and that fuel mainly comes from fiber. Different bacteria feed on different types of plant fibers, which is why variety matters so much. Eating the same 2 or 3 vegetables every week is better than eating none, but it does not feed the full range of bacteria your body needs. A diverse gut requires a diverse diet. That is why researchers often emphasize plant variety. A study from King's College London involving more than 1,100 participants found that people who consumed more than 30 different plant foods per week had significantly more diverse gut microbiomes than those who consumed fewer than 10. What is important is that this benefit was not limited to vegans or vegetarians. Whether someone ate meat or not was less important than the number of different plant foods they included. Diversity of input, not extreme restriction, was the deciding factor. At the same time, rebuilding the gut also means removing what is feeding the wrong bacteria. Ultra-processed snacks, refined sugar, artificial additives, and low-fiber convenience foods create an environment where harmful bacteria can thrive. These foods are often engineered to taste good, last long, and keep you eating more, but they do very little to nourish the microbiome. Over time, they crowd out the beneficial bacteria and leave your gut less resilient. The bigger picture. Your gut evolved over millions of years alongside whole, natural, unprocessed food. It understands roots, fruits, vegetables, herbs, legumes, grains, nuts, seeds, and fermented foods. What it does not understand is a modern supermarket aisle filled with brightly colored boxes, hidden sugars, artificial flavors, preservatives, emulsifiers, and chemicals designed to keep products stable for months. You are not weak. You are not broken. Your gut is doing exactly what it was designed to do. The problem is that it is being forced to process a food environment it was never built for. The food industry spends billions convincing people that feeling tired, bloated, foggy, inflamed, and low energy is just normal life. They tell you it is age, stress, work, or lack of discipline. But research is showing something very different. Your energy, mood, immune system, cravings, inflammation, and even mental clarity are deeply connected to what happens inside your gut every single day. Your gut has been sending signals for years. The bloating, the fatigue, the brain fog, the cravings, the inflammation, the low mood, they may not be separate problems. They may be messages from a system that has been overwhelmed by processed food, low fiber, artificial additives, and not enough real nourishment. But your gut is not waiting for perfection. It is waiting for better inputs. One fermented food, one new vegetable, one real meal, one less processed snack. One better choice repeated long enough to change the environment inside you. If this opened your eyes, like this video, subscribe to Vital Unknowns and stay with us, because the next video will expose the foods silently damaging your gut lining and the simple swaps that help repair it. Because sometimes your diet is not just feeding your body, it is becoming your body.